50 million American adults plan to bet on this year's Super Bowl, a record number as reported by the American Gambling Association. Many Tennesseans have been enthusiastic about online betting since it was made legal in the volunteer state in 2020.
Sportsbook Review says the state ranks 10th for the most spent on sports betting, and tax revenues collected by the state are in the millions. Local 3's Abigail Martin joins us with how the money is being used and warning signs to watch for to head off a gambling addiction. Abigail.
Just last year, the state took in more than $68 million in taxes from gambling.
We've seen gambling move from a trip to Vegas or Atlantic City to a trip to a local casino to now gambling on your phone.
James Wallen, director of the Institute for Gambling Education and Research, has studied gambling for more than 20 years. The Tennessee Sports Wagering Advisory Council estimates unofficial totals for January are around $411 million wagered and more than $7 million collected in privilege tax revenue. Where does that money go? Wallen says most of the funds are directed to the state's education fund from the lottery, which provides scholarships and grants. But 5% goes to the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse, with which he partners, to try to head off gambling problems that may arise among people who take part in this state-sanctioned practice.
This goes a long way to reach out and provide a safety net for those people who are in harm's way.
Wallen says from his research, issues arise when new gambling opportunities open up, but for a short time. And for the person participating, it is important to be honest and aware. He says eventually 1 to 2% of the population will meet the diagnostic criterion of a gambling disorder, with 3 or 4% showing symptoms. The first warning sign, Wallen says, is usually financial distress.
The best thing to do is, before you even get near a game, is decide what your financial limits are and then stick with them.
He says to pay attention and be aware of being pulled too far into a game for riskier bets, feeling like you can't stop, and lying to others about gambling.
And maybe that's time to say, wait a minute, is this going in a direction that's going to hurt me?
Wallen says safeguards are put in place in most of the apps, allowing you to take a break and to keep track of spending. He says many people wager out of passion for a specific team, but he does not believe those are the people who may struggle. Wallen says he's worried for those who make wagers within a few games at a time. If you are gambling, Wallen reminds you of an important thing to keep in mind.
I'm here to have fun. I'm willing to lose all this money I'm going to bet. That's key, rather than believing I'm going to make it all.
If you or anyone you know is struggling with the gambling addiction, call or text Tennessee Redline at the number on your screen. Live in studio, I'm Abigail Martin, Local 3 News.